Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Terezi E.
Thank you, Cornsey. Welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf says allegedly, or that he manifested that, you drink. If My Sock Summer talks about the gym or tells us he simply did not have time, you drink. And if I talk music or Star Wars, you drink. Of course, you can make all of us drink for $1.08 or more.
Please more.
But speaking of drinking, fellas,
So creepy.
what are you drinking? My Sock Summer, what are you drinking tonight?
So we were busy, and I'm like having a little
Ran out of time.
Little in like I'm hesitant to buy an entire bottle of Hypnotic and Hennessy. I can't get
Why?
the little shooters, to do the Incredible Hulk. So I'm kind of like,
are you worried the kids are going to get into it? They really enjoy that flavor, and so that you don't want to leave it there for them, huh?
Have you seen how attractive the Hypnotic bottle is? I mean, if I saw that, I would think it would give me princess powers, and I would have a fucking unicorn out front as soon as that shit showed up. So I'm just drinking Guinness tonight. So it's not on the thing, but
Not on the list, but I like it.
And Shankster would enjoy this. He's probably not in the comments tonight, but this was a Kelly's mug from the Mean Streets of Sterling, or glass. I stole
I've eaten
this
Mexican
from
food there.
Kelly's. Yeah. They started selling them after I stole 15 of them. So you're welcome for that great business idea. Hey, go Guinness.
Yeah, Shankster don't like us no more. He's on the Uncle Rico plane. My Sock Summer.
Yeah, he said, fuck My Sock Summer. I don't even know that guy.
I don't even know who he is.
It's probably true. I mean, I don't disagree.
He's like, My Sock Summer is a city bitch now. I don't fuck with that.
Can't stand him.
It's city bitch.
Beef, what are you drinking?
I decided to go to the list, Terezi, and I went to
All right.
one of our favorite liquor stores, and they had one of the brewskis on the list. I was surprised they didn't have a few more. I did avoid one because I just didn't want to have it. But I'm having my maiden voyage with Schlitz. I've never had Schlitz before.
I thought we did it before, but I also saw
you
that
did
it
it
wasn't
too.
there.
But it
And I
wasn't.
was like, wasn't checked off. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna grab it because it's delicious.
So gross.
What?
so
It's
so
gross.
far, I like it. I don't really like. It doesn't really. You know how
It tastes
some
like beer.
It just tastes like beer. I was gonna say some beers have a real distinct taste, and they turn in different direction. Like I always consider PBR having almost a sweet taste to it, which
Yeah.
I don't really enjoy. I'm not a big fan of PBR. This just tastes like beer to me. Like I opened it up, I'm like, this is a generic ass beer I'm having right here. So can't wait to knock down. I got 5 more in the.
I love you got the
in the-
bottles.
in the bucket here. I got
bottles.
yeah. It's nice coming out of the bottle.
You can beat up hippies with
Absolutely
that afterwards. It's awesome. They used to have $2 big ass Schlitz at Otto's. And I remember my dad used to tell us all the time, like back in we used to pay a nickel for our Schlitz. And he came to and watched my band play at Otto's one time, and people were buying him Schlitz. And after his second one, he's like, all right, no more of this Schlitz. He's like, it's too much. It's too much for me. So yeah, don't let that shit get warm. And don't drink it out of a big plastic cup at Otto's, and you'll be fine. But Otto's is gone now. So
I was gonna say I
safe.
probably won't be able to go to Otto's now that it doesn't exist.
it doesn't exist anymore.
But I will say, what did he say? A nickel to get your Schlitz work?
Yeah, it was
That's
like a
not
nickel.
bad.
Yeah.
Good prices back in the day to get
Yeah.
these things work.
His big story was in college, and I'm sure this is why Cam's is still around. He would give them $1, and the guy would give him $1 in quarters for his change. So he never paid for anything. Never talked about how much he tipped the guy. So I'm hoping he tipped them. I don't know. It's kind of sketch on my dad.
Tipped him just as much as you tipped the Little Caesars guy.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah.
My Sock Summer, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great. And like this week, I met up with one of the Chicago bumps, HBIC, over at Soundgrowler, which the last time I was there,
Oh man, yeah,
I
hell
saw
yeah.
you on stage just ripping bass all over the place. It was awesome. It was good to walk in there. It was good to smell a brewery again, because there is like a distinct odor of like, you know,
Yeah.
like when everything's like fermenting and stuff. It's just like, oh, I'm back. And I smelled that odor for like 3 days, because it just gets up in your nose, you know, all the cultures and stuff. So they had it was called I think it was called Fire Pants, but it was a IPA, a spicy IPA, juicy spicy IPA.
Oh.
It was so fucking good. And like I don't drink beer as much anymore, even though I'm having a Guinness right now, but it was so delicious. I had 2 of them, and there were 7%ers, and I was like, luckily I'm here for 3 hours, because HBIC has nowhere to go either. So we were like hung out and we were talking.
2 jobless men hanging out together on a weekday. I love it.
Listen, I have a job kind of raising children. I know it doesn't pay well, but it does have a lot of responsibility associated with it. Like, I can't get shit faced, you know, in the middle of the day and just call my wife and be like, yo. So it's funny. But anyway, I mean, funny stories aside, like, we're sitting there and I'm looking at the menu, and one of the things that what we're going to order, or I'm ordering, is a burrito, and it says California style burrito. Now, I don't know if you guys know, and I know I don't bring it up very often, but I used to live out west. And so when I would see California style burrito, to me, that just meant it's just throwing some guacamole in this motherfucker, right? And maybe some rice, right? So I'm like, I didn't know the specifics of what an actual California burrito is. And HBIC is like, well, you were in California. And I was like, bro, I have no idea what this even fucking means. I go, French fries in this motherfucker? So yes, they put French fries in what fucking burrito. Okay, so I'm like, this is insane. Like, I go, bro, I used to go to this restaurant in Huntington called Las Baracas, which is a great Mexican place. It was like a Baja Fresh, right? But like, they have like the salsa bar, and you can shut the fuck up, and you put all the salsas in. I'm rolling, I'm going quick, so shut the fuck up. So anyway, you get all your salsas. This was the My Sock Summer treat. If like he didn't get all fucked up on Sunday, he could go and buy himself a burrito dinner and then take it home and get fatter. And so I would get that, and like, never ever was there a burrito or was there fries in there. So now I come home and I'm like, listen, I have to fucking find out where this California style is, blah blah blah, because HBIC was like, yeah, it's a California thing. And then he says, I think primarily in San Diego. So I'm like, okay. So then I look in there, and it's true, it originated from San Diego. And I like have to stop myself, because people are always like, San Diego, California. No, bro, that's basically, it's like Phoenix on the ocean. Like, it is Arizona down there. It is not strip malls.
San Diego's awesome.
It's not as cool as OC, and it's not as cool like as it goes up. Now,
you know what though? I think adult weed smoking, mushroom doing My Sock Summer would love like Ocean Beach, like and chilling down in San Diego on all those beaches over there.
Oh, I've been down there. Pacific Beach was sweet. You know, like all that stuff. I mean, I had a lot of fun down there.
Hang on, we have a super fat question in the comments here for you, My Sock Summer. It's from Wally Money. He says, were they waffle, crinkle, or steak fries?
It was mostly a steak fry. It was a steak fry.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just feels like a mushy potato in there.
It's just really, it's insane that the fattest guy probably in the chat right now is asking what kind of fries are in the burrito.
I respect it. It's a good question.
It's good. I gotta be honest. Like, he's got to know. Now he's going to be going out to Tinley tomorrow to get a fucking California style burrito. But so no, I was thinking about this, and I'm like, this is just crazy that I never have come across this. I lived out there for 7 years, never come across it. But then I started to think, you know, like, listen, California is fucking huge, right? It's like Iowa to Ohio, right? Like, there's a lot of different things, and to call that California style to encompass the entire state of California is like calling whatever bullshit chili they have in Cincinnati just chili, like Midwest chili. No, it's not. It's like, it's different everywhere. They have weird shit. So that's the weird shit from California, and that's okay. Oh yeah, well, it could be high. That's true. I didn't even think about it there.
All right, let's get a couple super chats here.
It should be called that.
Trey says, there's no hope. Fuck everything. Go Sox. Cheers.
I agree, Trey. Thank you.
Our guy CJ is out there. He says, hey, everyone. Have I missed anything interesting yet? No, it's just been MSS talking.
No, I'm done. So you're good.
So, Beef, I thought we were going to start the show by just ourselves.
Yeah.
MSS was doing some stuff. We knew he was going to be a little late. He got here like right before. But I wanted to ask you specifically a question because I realized this week that I've gotten to a point in my career where when the Masters come along during the year, people will ask me if I'm watching if I'm going to be watching the Masters, and then they're very surprised that I don't watch golf at all. And so, Beef, my question to you is: has living large happened to me? Did I turn? Like, did something happen? Like, which one do you see me as now?
No, you are at this point of your career. Actually, no, this is a great point because the further you get up, the more it is just accepted that you will love golf and you want to golf, and people talk about golf. And because I've been with the company I've been at for so long, I made it very clear. I don't even know which end of the golf club to hold. Like I don't know nothing about golf, and I have zero interest in it. But even today, my boss was like saying to someone, Masters are on, man. I've been watching it this morning. And I was thinking, the only reason I knew they were on is I saw Sammy P and them talking about gambling on the Masters. God. But I don't watch a single second of golf. But it isn't like at the top of corporate cultures. It's everyone loves golf, and it's like, I mean, there was people like, so people don't openly watch like the NCAA tournament when it's on, right? But there were people like openly watching this in my office, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, because like I've gone golfing back in the day. Me and Beef, we had a buddy who was like a big golfer, and like we went. He'd force us to go. It's fine, like playing it, like it's a good enough time when you're actually playing it. I don't like watching it. I don't like watching it. It's like the opposite of football. I love watching football. Yeah. I do not enjoy playing football at all. It's horrible. You see, like I like watching poker, but I can understand why people don't like watching poker and only like to play. Like it has the same level of like non-excitement as golf.
Dude, I have never watched I've watched live golf. I've been to the Phoenix Open several times, but I wasn't sober. I mean, I was doing like what most people do when they watch the like sports just in general. You're getting high, you're drinking.
Wait,
whatever.
That one, you're talking about going to the one in Phoenix?
Oh yeah,
I mean that's
everybody
different
gets,
though. I would actually go to that.
You think these guys aren't like sitting at home getting all drunk and
watching? We're talking about at work.
People sitting in the office watching it.
Maybe they're fucking doing edibles, man. Okay, Jesus Christ, possible. Jesus.
If they had a burrito filled with French fries, I'd believe it. But
that California style hit.
Jerry O'Sullivan says, "Time, cheers,
Guinness
boys.
For you, buddy."
Cheers.
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate you.
I do need some picks. Like Tracy, that's where I thought you were going to go with. People ask you what your pick is for the Masters because they know you're such a big bettor. I need some picks for the Masters. So if anybody's got any like good little things like finishing or whatever, let me know. I got like $75 in credits that I got to burn through by the 20th. So please make those available to me and tell me who I should.
Treasy varsity letter was not in golf. Absolutely not.
No, it was in kicking the ball for soccer.
Kicking balls, which we're going to do. We're going to do later on in the show. We're going to kick some balls later on.
Kicking balls. We'll get to that.
Hopefully,
get to that. Yeah. Beef, how you doing tonight?
You know, guys, I'm good. I've seen a lot of stuff coming through my Twitter feed. I've been getting better at documenting stuff I want to bring up to you guys. And one thing that came up recently, and it's been an ongoing thing, and it revolves around a couple of pop stars from our youth, from our teenage years, and into our 20s and 30s. And it involves Britney Spears and Justin Bieber and erratic behavior that they're exhibiting, videos they're putting out there, talking in weird voices, shaving their heads, knives, all kinds of stuff. And I put old Brit up on the screen. Now, the more I watch this and the reaction people are putting on this, I'm a little weirded out because I think our generation thinks about this differently than the younger generation, the millennials, the Gen Zs and everything is. Because I see a lot of, man, we got to get this person rehab. We got to get this person help. She was in a conservatorship, right? Her dad was looking over her for a while.
almost a
Okay.
decade.
And it was like Free Britney. Remember there was the Free Britney movement, and then now she's back out there.
And now they don't want her to be free.
Now they don't want her to be free. Here's my thing, okay? The way we grew up with these musicians, these pop stars and everything, this is how they make the art. See, here, one of two things is going to happen. One, they're going to recover in some fashion on their own, not because you said they should go to rehab and get clean. They're going to recover at least partially on their own, and they're going to make a fucking banger album. You can't wait till that fucking thing comes out, and you're going to play it nonstop. Or they're going to remove themselves from the gene pool so the next person can step up and be in their spot, the pop spot. Yeah. So am I off base that is how we always expected this shit to go? And now we're changing course here. What the hell's happened?
I just like that when like you're like, let's find the most creative people that we can and give them a ton of money, and then be absolutely fucking shocked when they're weird.
Right.
I mean, like
insane.
Like that's the thing that I don't get. And it's like, dude, could you imagine if this access to the internet existed in the 90s?
Oh,
the shit, like what would Courtney Love have been like in like 1991 on just like access to the internet all day doing God knows what?
Oh my goodness.
The videos would be fucking insane. And then
man,
what you're gonna be like, oh, someone should lock her up. You don't want her to like become a movie star in a few years.
win an Oscar.
All right. I mean, like there's always been. We should just be happy that these motherfuckers ain't having P. Diddy parties. Like that's like
They probably
there's
are.
no question.
You know, like just like they're not doing R. Kelly shit, right? Like,
Or
just be happy that's
exactly. That they're not abusing anybody currently, right? Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
potentially. You know?
Well, is that even self-abuse? Come on. They seem to be enjoying it.
They seem to be fine. Exactly, Treasy.
This seems like fun to me. I don't know. I've made this video before. I'm still fine. I enjoy myself.
I mean, this girl has been performing since she was like 3. I'm sure she's fucking nuts. You know, I mean, you should just expect this. Let her do her thing. Hopefully her cooch falls out. But I mean, literally,
Again,
remember
again, you mean?
Yeah, when remember the first time I was disappointed the first time I saw Britney's vagina. I was like, I thought it was gonna be much better than this, and it was not.
I did not remember all that, but now
you remember that?
Now you saying this? Yes, you've said this not on the show,
but sad. Yeah, it was so sad. It was very sad.
Not all these look the same, all right?
No, they don't.
Know that.
Let's get this drink from Chicago's finest. He says, I'm addicted. Is there rehab for watching the 108? Yes.
Cheers.
You got to come to the section. It'll clean you up.
Oh, fuck. I got something open that shouldn't.
All money's backing it up, man. It says Britney was awesome in concert. Yeah. I want them to get back to making art. That's it. You know?
Like in Vegas or just like before? Like, well, he's got all them kids that he took to concerts. You probably saw her like back in the day.
I'm not ignoring that drink in the thing. I just got to fill my beer.
You got to get yourself set up, Chorizo.
Dude, my
I don't want to give you a weak drink. Shit. I don't want to give you like a weak sip, right? I got to give you a healthy drink.
John Jankowski's really burying MSS today. He says, honest question, MSS, do you ever restart your router? You're blurry as fuck.
You know what, dude? It's acting
That's
real
just
funky.
how he looks. That's how
I
he
thought
looks.
it was me.
It's acting real funky. I do restart my router when I need to. I literally, like, you know what? The internet has been running kind of shittily. So it's just
running
you know, that's just the way it is, man. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that I'm blurry and you can't see me as beautiful as normal. So I apologize.
All right, Sky on the Rock says, when is the next Vegas trip for you guys?
Cheers.
It's probably going to be this summer. We're going to wait to see when Circus Survivor is opens up and we can get in. And I think us and Sammy P are going to go out there.
Nice.
And
enter. Yeah, we strong armed Sammy into he was going to jump out of Survivor altogether. So Circa, we got him back in. So the three of us are going to be a team.
We pulled him back in. Like, you need to lose $1,000.
Exactly.
Very, very important.
Put some money together with us. How about that?
Very important to lose some money. Beef. What else you got on your mind today? I know you got a lot.
I do, but we'll save some of them. We can table some of this stuff for later. But one other thing that I had that was very curious to me, I saw this come up on my Twitter feed recently, is that the Carolina Panthers are signing Coastal Carolina power forward Colin Grandry, 6'9", 225 pounds, to play football, to play tight end. He was a college basketball player. He looks a lot like Jackie Moon. I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
But he didn't play college football. They're just going to kind of sign him here. And this feels like a super rare thing, even though there's been a lot of great tight ends in the NFL that were basketball players before.
When did Antonio Gates start playing football, though?
That's a good question. I don't remember exactly, but he was a late bloomer. I know Tony Gonzalez was a good basketball player at Cal, even though he did play football all the way up. I'm surprised we don't see more of this in the NFL, because the search for talent, kind of the mining anywhere for talent, you would think other guys from other sports that could wash up into this, just from the raw athleticism, why they wouldn't make it. It's a very interesting pull. What do you guys think about a guy who did not play college ball and it's like, okay, let's have you try out for the NFL?
So I think you do see people from other sports in the NFL, right? Like you see guys that played rugby, that played soccer. Yeah. They end up being in these kicking positions, but in those positions, they protect you pretty well. You don't really get hit or anything.
Right.
I mean, I think part of this that doesn't resonate with me is that, yes, this guy might have the athletic skill to do all these things, but it's a huge mental hurdle that he's going to have to get over to jump up and catch the ball over the middle while a 250-pound linebacker hits you in the ribs, right? So I think that's the piece to me that seems like, unless he's the most physical ass Dennis Rodman, Charles Barkley basketball player in there, right. I'd be surprised if he's going to be prepped for that. So I think that's going to take a while to really acclimate to, if he's never done it before.
Yeah. And it seems like because his college is in Carolina too. So maybe they're just hey, this is just trying to get some people excited about the team, right? Because it's Carolina Panthers. And he's from Coastal Carolina. I don't know. I mean, it says he's got a contract without even doing anything. But it's got to be something.
But it's it's the NFL though. They don't need to it's not like White Sox where they got to sign a local guy to try to get season tickets out of them. People go to NFL games.
That is true. Maybe this is getting people excited. Jesus fucking Christ, man! I don't know what their attendance numbers are. Maybe they need a little more.
I mean, that's an extreme height for a football player, too. I was trying to think. The only 6'9" football player I can think of is Ed Too Tall Jones. And that's decades ago, and he was a defensive end. I don't know if there's anyone that tall in the NFL currently. I'm sure maybe there's an offensive tackle or something.
Not that tall and thin, though, right?
I also read that.
It's 225. Me at 225 is obese. Good. But, this guy's a foot taller than me.
That guy doesn't look 225 though. He looks much bigger than that.
You think they're sneaking? He's probably 245 or something.
Yeah, I mean, at least I was thinking 265.
You know what we can't see? You know what we can't see though? MSS
his twig legs.
How much ass he's got back there?
I mean, he might
be a good back there.
I can't tell.
And the comments are saying that too. It's too skinny. He's going to need to add some weight. And Jerry O'Sullivan says most NFL contracts are not guaranteed. Yeah, I assume this is a flyer. I don't think it's they're planning to start him this year. But it's interesting to reach over and
max salary,
reach over into basketball. I always thought if LeBron, because LeBron was an all-state football player as a wide receiver. I always thought if LeBron went to the NFL, he could have been a great tight end. He's got tremendous speed, great hands, all that stuff. I don't know if he can take a hit or not. Like you mentioned, Treasy, that's kind of the big thing that separates these guys is the mental part, as whether or not you can get absolutely clobbered. So,
well, Randy Moss was a good basketball player, right? And a good football player. And I've listened to Jason Williams on several podcasts, and he's just fucking good at anything. You tell him what to do, he was good at it. So if you're a good athlete all around, now this John Holmes looking motherfucker, I don't know, maybe he's not going to be that great, but
he might be good at other stuff you're not even thinking about.
Maybe he has a huge sausage. I don't know, man. And maybe this is
we're gonna cut him, but the cheerleaders refused to perform if he wasn't here. I don't know why they like him so much. So I did want to talk about one thing with you guys before we get into the other stuff, because something did happen today that's exciting in the White Sox world, and we don't get that too often. So I'm going to throw it out here to you guys. But Chase Mydroth is coming up, and I got 2 questions for you. One, do you give a flying fuck about the service time manipulation on this?
No.
Like the rest of the internet has been going crazy about. Beef, I'll start with you.
I don't like service time manipulation or anything that puts down the worker and allows the ownership to maintain more money or control in general. But this feels so benign that I just don't care that much. Like we're like I don't think that the White Sox they're at the point where they're so bad right now where they're just like we should just hold on to everyone we can hold on to as long as we can until we figure out which one of these motherfuckers are good. And so doing what they did, I don't think they did it in a like, oh, we're trying to we're just trying to control you specifically longer. They're just saying, we don't even fucking know who's good here. Let's just fucking hold on to whatever we got. We'll figure out what we've got's good. Truth be told, they could have brought him up earlier and then just demoted them later in the year if they really wanted to fuck with this stuff because it's only amount of days. So they could have fucked around with this. I think they're just frustrated with how bad the offense has been. He's been red hot. Like, come on up. You know?
I think they thought someone would be good in the
someone would hit. Exactly.
And Josh Rojas' foot would work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like you're on the same page, so I'm going to ask you a different question.
Sure.
What happens if he comes up and he just stinks for like 2 weeks?
I mean, we're used to that, right?
But I mean, like, what's the fan base going to be reacted to?
Well, that's the thing. That's what I was going to say in the first part. Why are we worried about that? Like, we were so concerned that we had to lock these players up, and then we're like bitching. Last year we locked these players up. Like, who cares? Let's get them up and see if they can actually play first. But yes, I mean, yeah, if he's horrible, I mean, at least it isn't like a prolonged process like Montgomery, where they're like telling you this guy's going to be good. Oh, you just wait. He's almost there. He's here. Now it's like he just came in the organization. We knew he was close. So like he's coming up. If he sucks, I don't know, man. At least it's somebody new sucking. And it's not somebody that we're just like
new suckage. I agree with this. That was old suckage before. We're tired of the old suckage. People are mad at it. New suckage though could be better. That's how I look at Brooks Baldwin.
Like people pretty much.
It's just new suckage.
Brooks though.
With this new suckage,
sure.
How long will the fans give him to stink? Right? Like if he comes up and
3 games,
it's a few games. But if it's 3 weeks or something, where's the cutoff line?
No. See, he's small. He's not attractive, and he's white. So he's like Clint Howard a little bit. So they'll get the whole year. They will be on his side the whole time because of all that stuff. He could stink the whole year, and they'll find the one thing that they think he does well and be like, oh no, that's fine. No worries. You're all good.
Clint Howard. Holy shit.
Great call.
That is a good call.
Great callback.
Man, this is good.
All right. MSS, you want to pay
Speaking
some
of callbacks, here you go.
Fish fry Fridays in the windy city haze, rolling to Lawrence for that holy praise. Breaded kinds of savior wrapped in paper gold, the smell of fried shrimp and never gets old. Down in Lawrence is on a Lenten spree, fish and shrimp, feeding salty souls like me. Forgiveness served on a platter real hot with tartar and ketchup. This spot just hits the spot.
Smash
Or
pass. 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 Smash
or
pass.
Hell to the fucking yeah, the smasher pass is back. That's pretty good, right? Smoothless, flawless entry right into that song. That
Smoothless, baby.
Seems like shut the fuck up. If you don't point it out,
Are you
no one
AI?
really notices. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, no
Let's
one
see.
even noticed it. Everyone noticed it. Are you
Shut
insane?
up. I can't see shit, man. Don't worry
Our
about it.
viewers and listeners have ears, all right?
I mean, maybe they do. Who knows? Listen, I'm in a good mood right now, so let me be in my good mood.
Let's do it.
Try not to piss all over my leg. This is the award-winning game, Smash or Pass. Tonight, the boys asked me, they're like, hey, come with 7 things to smash or pass. And listen, I don't have a theme tonight. So it's a mixed bag. It's a potpourri of different things. And we're just going to have some fun with it. And we'll see where it goes. And shut the fuck up.
MSS, before you get in this, let's get this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Got a drink just came in. Robert Daniels says, cheers, guys. Thank you for being the only cool thing about being a White Sox fan. Sox will rise again. Cheers.
Fuck yes, they will. They will rise again. I love it.
They're going to win one this weekend. At least,
God,
I can feel it.
so.
I can at least
Holy
one.
shit.
At least one.
Book it. Book
least
it,
one.
Teresi.
Holy shit, would that be would be great to actually win a
We'll
game.
be up there all weekend. So stop by and say hello to us.
Yeah, come
My
to the
Sox summer.
section.
Give us some smash or pass.
All right. First smash or pass. She was a accused killer. Now a woman advocate. Boys, we smashing or passing Casey Anthony, potentially the killer of her own child, but definitely a bad liar. Teresi, I'm going to go with you first. We smashing or passing
What a
woman
start.
advocate Casey Anthony.
Hard fucking pass.
Jesus
Look.
Christ.
MSS, we, like you see me in the stands, me and you have conversations where I probably say some wild shit that you're like, I can't believe this motherfucker is even talking about this or saying this or doing this. I draw the line at child murder. So I would say
Allegedly.
I'm out. I'm out.
Allegedly.
I'm
Allegedly. Right?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm
then.
passing on the murderer of her own children. Surprisingly.
MSS, you put the picture back up.
Oh, hell
More
yeah.
look.
This is a picture that's available on her Substack that you can subscribe
Okay.
to for
Oh.
the low price of $20 a month or $1,000 a year. And where you can ask her questions, legal questions, because she's been an advocate for women and everything in legal stuff since she's been let out of prison. So if you have any questions about, like, what was it, Franny the nanny? You can ask her that if you pay $20 a month.
All right. So I
Well,
thought long and hard about this, my
Okay.
sex number here. And so Teresi's right. We do have the murdering your own child angle. We'll put that in the pile of the cons against it.
Yes.
But I mean, great hair,
Don't.
eyelashes. I mean, she's a nice looking woman. It was gonna be close, but to me, MSS, a little too wafy, a little too thin. If she
Okay.
had the disease of the thickness, we might consider it. But I'm gonna end up passing. I'm gonna go on the same side as Teresi. I'm gonna pass.
If I
That's a little too fucking close, beef. All right.
If
Like,
Well, I gotta analyze it. What the hell? You had your turn. You shut the fuck up. I'll do my analyzing. All right.
well, do you have any second thoughts? Does it tip the boat a little or the scale either way here? If I say she might be into chicks, so you could have a 3-way with Casey Anthony.
No,
and
that leaves me out.
potentially other accused
I'm
murderers.
not into all that freaky shit.
No?
You know what? No.
Okay.
I don't do all that. That's
All
not.
right,
That's
just wanna
not,
make
definitely
sure.
not me.
All right. Second thing. Now, listen, they're not going to be this heavy. I had to come out right out the gate.
Jerry
with something
O'Sullivan wants to
heavy.
know, is Lorena Bobbitt next on the list?
She is not. But I know we've talked about crazy ass Britney Spears, crazy ass Casey Anthony. Now we're going to talk about the next thing. A little near and dear to us. It's going to be a little rough game tomorrow night. Cold weather baseball. Are we smashing or passing cold weather baseball? This Friday will be low 40s, and we had one last week, a night game, and I feel like it was 35 degrees out, and it was windy as fuck. We were freezing our ass off. Are we smashing or passing cold weather baseball?
MSS. I mean, for me, this is a big old pass. Cold weather baseball to me is the worst. Like I just don't like sitting through all that stuff. Even though we have a nice, comfortable section there, and we know to bundle up. We're season ticket holders, so we know how to dress for these games or whatever. And we have all the shortcuts. We can go warm up if we need to. It's quick. We're not waiting in line long anywhere. It's quick to get a beer, all that shit. But I just don't care for. I would rather. We had those couple games where it's high 90s and we were sweating bullets there. Give me that every day of the week over the cold. I would take that heat. So I'm passing those cold weather games.
There's not enough beers to get you warm enough. Like there are enough beers to cool you off, though.
That's
Or at least,
correct.
make you forget that you're actually that hot. You're just like, oh, it's not that bad. Whatever. Teresi, cold weather baseball, smashing or passing.
So Jerry O'Sullivan brings up a great point. Cold weather baseball is only good in October.
Yes, sir.
100%. Yes, that's
And
right.
since we never have that, I'm passing.
That's it.
I mean, like, I like that the stadium's kind of empty. I like that, the likelihood of us getting on TV is probably high, but it's not worth
Yeah.
it. Like, it's like I'm not very comfortable at the game because I got layers and layers of clothing on. I look like the fucking Michelin man trying to walk around. Like, I don't like it. So, like, also, like, the players look fucking miserable. Like, you got,
I mean,
like Miguel Vargas.
look at this guy.
Watching him,
That is
it's
Polka.
under so far. If it's been under 50 degrees, Miguel Vargas is dressed like he's going to the fucking Arctic
ninja.
Circle.
He looks
Oh,
like
my-
a ninja.
Yeah, no, Jacob Amaya too. He only has the eye hole cut off.
ninja.
That's the only thing you
Yeah.
can see. Yeah, you're right. He looks
Yep.
like a ninja. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, but not a baseball assassin, unfortunately.
Well, definitely not with the bat.
Doesn't work.
He needs a
All
turbo
right.
bat.
All right, well, cold weather baseball that's a pass. Next up, NBA playoff play-in tournament. There are 30 NBA teams total. 16 teams, which if you're playing at home is more than half, make the playoffs. 6 more teams make the play-in tournament, raising the total to 22 teams. So only 8 teams don't participate in the NBA playoffs. Beefloaf, are we smashing or passing the NBA play-in tournament to get to the playoffs?
This may surprise you. I'm going to smash the play-in tournament. And the reason why I like it is because I like the one game weirdness of the play-in tournament. I don't want the championship to be resolved that way.
Okay.
But the earlier rounds like that, especially with the teams in the back, I think it adds a lot more excitement. It is a little more like the NCAA tournament, how that works, where it's just the one game, right? If you had a 5-game series with some of these teams, the higher seeds would basically always
that'd
win,
be
right?
horrible.
The better teams would always win. In
Yeah.
these instances, in fact, I would extend it further. I would make I think 10, there's 10 teams total. I think it's the back 4 teams right now. I've got to play in this playing shit, right? They should make it the back 6 teams, man. Only make the 4 top seeds have gotten through. The rest of them got to play for their asses in there because to me, they ain't much better than the other ones. I enjoy that type of excitement, so I will smash.
I mean, go ahead.
I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass because I don't like the idea isn't terrible, right? It's like the golden at bat. It's probably a good idea, but like the idea isn't terrible, but the results have been astoundingly bad. Like these teams, they play each other, they get in, and they get destroyed. Like that's like they just get destroyed. So I'm gonna say you should do the exact opposite of this. Those teams, if you want them to play, if you want all these teams to continue to play, so you got more games, more revenue, you make a tournament at the end of the year. The top or the bottom, whatever, that don't make the playoffs, they're in a tournament, and that's how no lottery. This is how you decide the top picks.
No more pick.
You got to play your ass off to get the number 1 pick because the number 1 pick means you're getting a really good player on your shitty team, and that really good player ain't even going to make that much money. So you're like, oh, I'm behind a good team, and I still some money for me. Fuck yeah, I want to win. So there's an incentive to win. So I want to do that instead. Fuck this bullshit playing game where they just get smoked as soon as you get through the playing game.
There was that year that I think was the first year they had it. Didn't Miami get in and then went deep in the playoffs? Like
they went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
It was back when Jimmy Butler actually gave a fuck, and he got his team motivated, and then they moved, and then now not.
But isn't that the only one?
Pretty
Hasn't
much,
everyone?
Someone's gone deep. Yeah, no,
maybe.
But I thought we were talking about the actual thing.
Yeah.
Wow, how far it's fun. It's exciting. The one game to decide if you're getting in the playoffs. I think it's fun. And everyone's going to cite the but you're letting all these teams that suck in there. You forget when Jordan's second year when he broke his foot, the Bulls had 35 wins and they were in the fucking playoffs. All right, NBA always has that where if it's really imbalanced, there's a lot of teams that win a lot of games. Some team with 30-something wins gets in the playoffs. So it doesn't matter. Right? Don't focus on that bullshit.
All right. Next up, Trees, you're going to be first on this one.
All right, baby.
You smashing or passing? Libraries. They got free books. They got free movies. You can listen to books on tape for free. You can listen from your phone. You can get streaming movies right to your house from the public library. You smashing or passing libraries, my friend.
Now, this library in particular,
It's the only picture I can
might-
find, honestly.
Yeah.
I Google libraries. And then
Well,
I'm like,
I appreciate that. Yeah.
he's like, it's the only picture I can find on my phone. So I don't want to know what you were doing while you were looking at that picture, but here's the thing. In general, I like the existence of libraries. I would smash their existence. I think that's great. But I'm passing on library. I don't need the fucking library.
oh man.
Like the internet is also the library, and I have access to that. So I don't really need to go to the library.
It's kind of nice though. It's kind of nice with kids. And that's what I want your answer, Loaf.
You know how many kids I have?
I know.
None.
Shut the fuck up. Loaf.
Oh man,
Libraries. You smash your pass. You need the image back up?
This is, I do need the image back up. This is a tough one because there was a point in my life where I would have really smashed the hell out of libraries, not only from an academic standpoint, like being able to go there to study. I know I went and studied at the library a bunch when I was studying for my CPA exam. You don't always want to be studying at home. You got to do a lot of studying, whatever. Go to a nice quiet place there. But also kind of post-academic career, taking out books, things I was interested in or whatever. But I agree with Treasy. I've gotten to the point in my life where I don't use a library. In fact, I went to that secondhand bookstore on Halstead a couple of years ago, and I grabbed like 8 or 10 books. And I'm not even through all of them yet because you end up listening to podcasts, you listen to books on Audible, you're reading articles and shit on the internet. And so the physical books, it's slower to get through them, takes longer time. So I'm going to probably pass. I'm with Treasy. I'll smash on. I like the existence of them, but for my personal usage, I don't end up using the library at all. So I'll pass.
I just think that I just use Libby. And it connects right to our library here in Chicago, and I can download books and listen to books. That's great. Sometimes you got to wait. I had to wait 3 weeks to get the Ione Sky biography, but it was worth it. So it was nice. And then you're not consuming.
I think they're good. It's like butt plugs, MSS. It's great for you. I'm glad you enjoy them. It's not for me.
I didn't say I enjoy butt plugs
or selling them. I forget what you do.
Them.
Hello.
All right. Next up, and we're going to go with you first, Loaf. The thank you wave. Are you smashing or passing the thank you wave? When somebody lets you into traffic or does something incredibly kind to you while you're in the flow of traffic, are you smashing or passing the thank you wave?
My goodness, I will smash the fuck out of the thank you wave, man. I'm a big thank you waver, and I love to get the thank you wave back. I think it's a great thing. Because you know what? We're at a point now, we're all into our devices where we're not interacting as much. So
True.
thank you wave is just an old vestige of when we used to interact a lot more and people be a lot more personal. So I will smash the thank you wave. Love the thank you wave.
Chirizi.
I've always loved the thank you wave. But and MSS, I feel like me and you are kindred spirits on this. People have become such fucking assholes driving.
They're horrible.
Now that I hate this is the thing that makes me hate the thank you wave. A motherfucker will cut you off and then be like, thanks. I was like, I did not let you in. You almost killed me. And now you're waving like I did you a favor. Yeah, I almost died for you. I'm fucking Jesus Christ over here. Like, yeah, I like it in general, but people have fucked it up just like pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Cynical Teresi, motherfucker.
Or getting on the 1994.
Now let me go watch the Masters, you motherfuckers.
Going south on the 1994 about 2 p.m. and everyone like waits to the last minute to merge over and then just shoves right in front of you when there's like, fuck. There's like 6 car lengths behind me, but they got to get in front of me. Like, just get behind me, you dumb motherfucker. You don't got to cut in front of me.
Put that one back up. John Carney says, thank you wave sucks. Put it on a t-shirt. And Wally Money says, Beef gives the follow-up wave to acknowledge the thank you wave. I do. I always give the additional wave. We can go on waving for fucking ever. If I got into a perpetual waiver like I am, we'd be waving back and forth. The cars would never go anywhere.
Now, I will tell you what I really like my favorite thing.
Yeah,
is when you're driving like long distances. You're on like these 2-lane highways and shit, and there's a big ass truck, right? And no one wants to let the truck in, but you forget that motherfucker's doing his job.
That's
like,
right. Yeah, he's out there working.
You let the truck in, and they they know you can't see them, they give you the double light.
Yeah.
That's
That's clutch.
key,
I love
man.
I feel good about
You
that.
don't
I'm
know.
smashing that all day.
A lot of
Absolutely.
people
No,
don't
there's
know
no
about
question.
that. The flashing the lights. That's the thank you. Yeah. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, honestly, I give a lot of grace to guys that are truckers that are going through rush hour traffic with these assholes that cut right in front of them thinking that they can stop on a dime. And it's like, no, dumb motherfucker.
Yeah.
That guy could smash the shit out of you. So they play it really nice and nice and clean until you get that one truck driver that is just merging like crazy, like with a fucking 18-wheeler, and you're like, what drugs are you on? And it's potentially meth. So that's all right. So or definitely speed.
Beef, when we were young, the guy that taught us to play guitar, right?
Yeah.
We were talking
The maestro. We used to call him, man.
the maestro one time. He was talking about that, and he said, "Hey, look, man, you could say the taxi drivers drive crazy or these truck drivers are crazy." He's like, "Man, they're out there trying to make a buck, man. That's their job. Leave them alone. Just let them be crazy.
Let them do their
You know,
thing.
just get out of their way."
Yeah.
And that's always stuck with me.
He's
So
right.
that's why I was like, yeah, like truck driver, that motherfucker's probably worked 18 hours today. driving
It's hard work, man.
driving a fucking gigantic truck full of bullshit you bought on Amazon
And
so that you can
So they get it in 2 days. He doesn't get to sleep. He's got to be high on crank to get all the way there.
so you can have the special gloves you wear to drink your tea. Like that's
truckers' best friends sold at the truck stops. You know, they're this legal speed that were called black jackets or yellow jackets, right? Was it yellow jackets? I don't remember.
It
But
is yellow.
You would stick.
I think it is yellow
I
jacket.
think it's yellow
I know what you're
jackets.
talking about.
You're like, oh, get some of those yellow jackets right at the counter because they wouldn't be out and about.
We're gonna stay up for 6 days.
Let's just do these. We'll drive all the way to California and get a burrito. All right, next up,
With
Treasy.
fries.
I didn't do this on purpose, but I'm glad you're the first on this one. Last Saturday was watching the Saturday Night Live. Actually, was watching the clips of the Saturday Night Live, and I saw a skit, and it was the bass skit, and there was something that I noticed, like very big, and it was in my face, and I was like, "Huh, that's funny. I've seen this woman before, and I didn't notice this before."
I
And
know
it's
exactly what you're talking about
prosthetic
immediately.
breasts that they're using
Yes.
on Saturday Night Live right now. The woman on the right, Loaf, I'm not sure if you realize that is Heidi Gardner, and she
That's the frick yeah. The frick yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
girl.
who she is. Yeah.
okay, but she had these huge torpedoes on her chest.
Oh,
And but like went and was like, wait a minute, I don't remember her. And then I had to Google pictures of her, and no, she does not have those tits. Those are prosthetic.
it's funny. I never found her very attractive until about right now. So,
Right?
yeah, go ahead. Thank you.
Exactly. I've never felt the need to Google her either. Treasy, are we smashing or passing prosthetic boobs, bro?
I'm smashing that one. It was used well. And MSS, I felt like I have to smash it because when I saw that and I immediately thought, do you remember the State?
Yeah.
Do you remember when they did it? It was like MTV spring break where they're like out in like, you know, like Miami or something, and like they're at the beach and all that stuff. And the State did like a live show there, and they're like, you know, we usually do like a comedy act, but we wanted to do some Shakespeare for you guys. And so they all come out. They're coming out one by one, and they're wearing like tights, right? And like do like the old school like Shakespearean theater.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Each one has a more gigantic bulge than the last one. Until like I think it was like Thomas Lennon comes out and like there's just like basically a vacuum cleaner hose wrapped all the way around his leg. And I was like, this is the height of comedy. So how could I then pass on the prosthetic boobs?
Right.
I can't.
And we all like Boogie Nights, and that was a prosthetic. I mean,
Well, that's true. That's a
True.
good point.
Loaf, you smashing or passing prosthetic breasts?
I'm going to go ahead and pass because I think they're fun once or twice, but
Okay.
then the gag's over and it's no fun anymore. Like I just don't, you know, so like I get
I'm
it.
with
It
you.
looks like it was funny in that situation, but overall I'll just pass because I don't really, you know, one time gag, it's it. Like, you know, it's like when I use the pooter, you know, the pooter's only fun once or twice a show. I
Right.
can't do it all show, you know, so.
Yeah. It's like if you
You-
had somebody that just didn't
you
have a
said all-
butthole and was trying
You
to fart,
talking about
you
things
know?
only fun every once in a while. You motherfucker, every time I get in here early to try and like get
Yeah.
shit together, and you're just sitting here using
Pushing
the
the
pooter like for fucking 30 minutes, like trying to get like, oh, I'm not getting good ones out of
I was
it.
trying to get a good one. If I can't get a good one before the show, then I can't use it during the show. So, you know,
gotta warm it up.
I only use it once every 10 shows or something.
I wish we could record
You
some
always
of that
forget
because
it.
I would love to have the video of you when you get like a really good one. Oh, that was a good one.
I'm practicing my artistry. Fuck you guys. How does that sound, huh?
I love it.
All right, final one. This is our final one for tonight of our award-winning show, Smash or Pass, or segment, Smash or Pass. Fellas, and I'll start with Loaf. How do you feel about Walt Disney's live-action remakes of animated movies? The new Snow White, just like as I'm showing here, has yet to surpass the box office take that the original had in 1937. And now if that doesn't blow your fucking mind, like that is insane. And I don't know if it's even adjusted for inflation, but they are still $20 million shy of breaking a record that was set in 1937 for the animated Snow White. Now, 15 of the 19 remakes have surpassed the movie that they were based on. Snow White is not one of them. Loaf, we smashing or passing live action remakes of Walt Disney animated movies?
You know, I'm going to pass. I can't say I've seen many of them, but
Right.
I don't understand why trying to move it from effectively one medium to a very close medium makes sense in any artistic form.
With the same
Unless you're gonna really change it a lot, right? Unless you're gonna add a lot of depth and context to the story, right? Exactly. If it's just the same fucking story,
Right.
you know, I'm cool with the local playhouse doing it. Local group that, you know, troupe is doing a play and they're going to do an adaptation of those. Fine. But re-putting it out as a movie again, just with live actors, fuck that. I'll pass all the way. The original art is beautiful. Why just copy it with people? I'm way past on that.
All right. Treasy.
Yeah. I'm
Smashing
passing
or
too
passing?
for a slightly different reason.
Okay.
I feel like every time I see it, like me and Cornzeal will be going to a movie and we'll see a preview for one of these Disney remakes.
Uh-huh.
The CGI is always very fucked up. Like
Creepy.
Like they did CGI for the Seven Dwarves, and you see them in the preview, and I'm like, this is terrible. Like this, it's not like Scorpion King Rock CGI terrible, but it looks like something that should have happened like 20 years ago. And it's like, Disney, you got all the money, you have all of it.
Everything, everyone made, every dollar made.
Somehow Marvel and Star Wars are using that money and doing pretty damn good CGI. What are you doing over here with this? Like everything looks fucked up. Everyone that they come out with, I'm just like, well, that looks fucked up. Why are they? Who did that? Who did that? Why does it suck? So yeah, I'm passing for that reason. On top of all the things Beef said.
All right. Jer, if you want to check out the actress that plays Snow White, she's in a movie called Y2K, which it's streaming now on Max. It's a horror movie released by the good people at A24. It's not the best movie, but it is fun. It's a fun little story, so you should watch it. It's about all these animatronic computers that started attacking people on Y2K, which was fucking hilarious. I just I don't know, maybe it was just me, maybe it was the weed, but I was definitely laughing my ass off at a lot of the kill scenes. So Loaf, I think you should watch it.
It's like Final Destination style, like ridiculous kill scenes.
Yeah, like some just ridiculous deaths, like people getting killed with VHS tapes. Like that's great shit, man. Like you can't, dying in that with that. That's good. So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been this week's presentation of
Smash
Or,
Pass. 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 Smash
or.
Pass.
Baseball is back, White Sox fans, and we're thrilled to have you back on the South Side and excited to help you make this season even more special. Whether you're celebrating a win or lamenting a loss, there's no better way to do it than in a Mazda from Mazda of Orland Park. Driving a Mazda is a truly thrilling experience. It's just like watching Paul DeYoung hit homers at the park. And just like Paul, Mazda cars are some of the most reliable and stylish vehicles on the road. They offer an enjoyable driving experience with sleek designs and advanced technology. Mazdas are also fuel efficient, making them a practical choice for those who want to save money on gas. So why not take your car game to the next level and test drive a Mazda today? Mazda Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation. 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park. 708-444-3200. Zoom Zoom.
This question, MSS, did you AI a young Wally into the practice? That's a real guy. That's not an AI.
We know that guy.
It's Daryl. He works for the Bulls too. I mean, I'm sure he works for any promotional crew of any sports team around here. That's his job. Like, he's good at that.
Oh man,
He's
You know
probably
what time it
taking
is,
yellow
guys?
jackets too. Keep himself moving.
It's time for some White Sox talk, guys. It's time
Baby.
for some White Sox talk, and we're going to talk about that guy in particular, Will Venable. Beef. We did the playback the other day with Josh. By the way, those are super fun. Tune into
I
them
love
if
them.
you can. I'm gonna blog hopefully this weekend. I've been looking up all the different ways to get discounts or get free MLB.TV so that everybody can get down. So I'm gonna put all that shit together. I'm gonna send it out to everybody. But we started talking about Will Venable and some of his decision making, and I had some very specific thoughts. You disagreed with some of it. I thought maybe we could get into it here and take a deep dive because I thought it was a really good conversation. And even the things that we disagreed on, Beef, I felt like we both had valid points for why we felt the way we did. So the one thing I want to first talk about, where I think we kind of agree, is his bullpen management, Will Venable's bullpen management. What are your feelings on that? 2 weeks in, small sample size, a lot of bad results. How are you feeling about it?
I mean, as of right now, we talked about it in the playback. I don't have a lot of disagreements with his particular choices in his bullpen management. I think some of the issue has been is that they don't have that big fire-breathing fastball slider monster at the back of the bullpen who can get the strikeouts and get out of those funky situations. And so when things start to fail, he has been jumping in, and maybe he's been slow on the draw once or twice, but in general, he's been jumping in to try to put the fire out with the next guy and matching up matchups correctly, getting his lefties in there against a guy who struggles a lot against left-handed pitching. And so he's been doing kind of a good job of that. And I know there's been some argument about, you have Mike Clevenger, isn't he supposed to be the closer? But I think, yeah, in theory, but really you don't even know what any of these guys can really do. And they're still in the phase of feeling out who should be where. And 12 games into it, I think that he's done an okay job despite a bullpen that has been below average in general, although not terrible in general, and horrible in leverage. Absolutely horrible in leverage. And so I think he's been okay with the decision-making. Treasy, what do you think?
And I think you touched on one thing there that like I wrote about early on, and it's Mike Clevenger being put in these high leverage situations. They gave Venable one guy who has had success in the major leagues to be in this bullpen, and he's leaned on him. He's gone like, okay, we're in a situation where I need these outs. Even the one time they brought him in kind of early and it was against the bottom of the order, but it just really felt like he's just trying to get through this inning, right?
Yep.
With keep the lead, get through this inning. And Clevenger has sucked. Like there's
he's been bad.
no way to say otherwise.
You can't sugarcoat that. Yeah.
But it's you can't really fault Venable for going, we've got one veteran on this team who's had any level of success in the major leagues.
Right.
I'm going to use him in these situations. And well, he sucks. That's I mean, like what could I do? Like, right. I mean, like you got to, sometimes you just got to put your hands in the air and go, what the fuck am I supposed to do here?
And wave him like you just don't care.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean,
that's kind of like
my hands in the air.
That's kind of my thought on his bullpen management so far, because that's where he's had kind of the worst results.
Yep.
Yeah.
But also it's kind of like I get most of the moves. I think the one I didn't was against the Tigers. You got the loogie out towards the end of the game.
Yep.
And you're like, well, we're gonna put him in the ninth too. And I think it was Allard. And it was like, yeah, you could have just went to another reliever, but they do eventually go to Jordan Leisure, and he can't find the strike zone at all anyways. So it's like,
Yeah.
who could he have put in that situation to not fuck that up?
Yeah, and even in that spot, Treasy, like the hitters that were coming up were predominantly left-handed hitters that were left. I think there was a one righty mixed in there. And Riley Green was one of their best hitters who's going to be hitting, and he struggles against left-handed pitching. And that was kind of how they got out of an inning earlier, was bringing in a lefty to face him. And so, like, strategy, I get like, yeah, you want a guy to have a fresh inning. However, this was the best guy for the first three hitters of that inning. Jordan Leisure in there was probably a bad matchup for the first three guys, but you're right. Couldn't find the strike zone anyway. Some of this stuff becomes a moot point if the strategies are deployed properly, but the guys just suck. If the guys just stink, you're fucked anyway. They won't matter.
Right. Yeah. And one of the things we talked about on the playback too is I asked the group of like, when do we start looking at the guys in the minor leagues that are quotes and say, you're not a starting pitcher. Let's start converting you to a reliever. I'm looking at Nastrini and Iriarte right now.
Yeah.
Like, those are two guys where I feel like you don't look great as a starter, but like there could be, there was reliever risk with you. That stink was on you already. Stink it up. Let's go. Let's put you in the reliever role and see if we could get something out of these guys. So that's kind of where my brain is at. MSS, you good with that?
No, I am good on that. Are we going to go over like overall what we feel about Will Venable next? Okay, because I want to talk about that.
I'll give you just open floor to you. Thoughts on Will Venable?
The only thing that I was going to say is, like, listen, we're not that many games in on the season. What is it? What are we? We're 2-10.
Yeah,
2-9
games in. That's right. Yep,
12 games in. All right, 2-10. The guy has never done this before. This is his first go around, and he doesn't have, as we've mentioned, a shitload of talent, and he's fucking up. This is not the same situation as, I don't even want to say it was Pedro Grifol walked into something like this. He had more talent, but like he did not walk in this door, and they're like, what the fuck? Why can't you win with these guys? We know why he can't win, right? So he's made the mistakes, and he's taken advantage of the things that he does have. Starting pitching has been great, right? Like that, for some reason, that has been like doing okay, right? Like they're not giving up a million runs, and we're kind of in the game, right? So we're okay in that regard. The bullpen has just been atrocious, and then not scoring runs has also been atrocious. So,
Yes.
but we've been in games, and that's about all he can really do is keep us kind of in the game. And so he's done that. Now, the mistakes that you guys have brought up here, we're going to have to see within the next month if he continually makes the same fucking mistakes over, or he learns from them and then does things different. Like leaving Tachman in last night when he probably shouldn't have.
He probably should have run for him. Correct.
Or like, how many times did we see Larry Garcia go up to bat and he can't even swing the bat, or Luis Robert swinging one-handed up there? Right? Like
we luckily haven't seen that yet.
We have not.
We might need to. It might be better.
But what I'm saying is, if we see the continual thing, like if we know Tachman can't run, and we've established that earlier in the game, maybe we should like pinch run. Like, and maybe he's giving these guys. And I saw a little bit of the post game last night with Garfine and Ozzy, and Ozzy's like, hey, you go talk to them, and they're always going to say they're good. So then you just say, hey, Herm, go check them out. But Ozzy can do that as a season manager. I don't know if a Will Venable can do that. He wants to show that he trusts his guys first. But now he trusted one guy. So now he can say, remember what happened to Tachman? You're going to go we're going to get you checked out and make sure you're okay. Because we need you, because we only have 6 people that can actually hit a baseball. So we need you here. So I think that going forward, it's too early to judge him based on this. But if he continually makes like boneheaded mistakes, which I don't think he's made a ton, but he's made some. Yeah. Then we need to like have the conversation with somebody needs to yell at this motherfucker and like be like, hey, we gotta get this shit to better.
Now, one mistake that he made, in my opinion, and Beef, you disagree.
I disagree.
Is having Brooks Baldwin bunt to get to Jake Amaya. And it ended up getting a run in. It ended up working out, but it's a run early in the game, giving up that out. Beef, you were very on the other side of this. You liked what happened, and like I still disagree with you on this. But go ahead and explain.
Let me lay out the explanation here, and then we can decide what kind of manager we think Will Venable is. So, setting the stage here, Treasy's right. The White Sox decided to sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning on Sunday at Detroit. I think they're up 2-1 at this time. Here's what happens to start the inning. Jackson Jobe is the pitcher for the Tigers. Matt Thaiss hits a super slow ground ball just off to the third base side of Jackson Jobe as the pitcher. He runs, grabs it, picks it up, and makes a horrible throw to first. And Matt Thaiss is in there. Now, they don't rule it an error. They rule it a single. I have no idea why they rule it a single, but it was a horrible throw, and he just made a very bad play off the mound there. The next batter is Miguel Vargas. He walks, okay? Brooks Baldwin comes up. And so this is where the sacrifice bunt happens. However, you have to take into context. We just watched the pitcher make a terrible throw on a ball he had to field when he had to come off the mound. You have probably the best bunter on the roster up at the plate right now in Brooks Baldwin. My thought wasn't that we definitely want to sacrifice here. My thought was they took the intel of watching a rookie pitcher fuck up just a little while ago and said, let's press this guy. Let's put some pressure on him. And I want you, Brooks, go ahead and lay down that bunt, see if you can get a hit. Brooks bunts horribly, basically right back to the mound. But the pitcher makes another mistake because he should have gone to third and got Matt Thaiss out. He did not. He immediately went to first. You got the runners to second and third. Jacob Amaya hits a sacrifice fly. My thought here with watching this, Treasy, was, and it was kind of the question for the group is, do you like an aggressive gamble? You like a manager who wants to gamble in a spot like that, even if you are potentially giving up an out, even if that kind of goes the way it does. The reason why I think it's that gamble, Treasy, is I'm going to let you guess how many sacrifice bunts the White Sox have on the season coming into today.
One.
Just one. That's their only one. Absolutely the only single one. So it's not like it's
how often have they had runners on base?
That's fair. But it's not a core tenet of the way they play at this point. To me, it felt opportunistic. And I think a lot of people jumped on it without thinking through, hey, the manager might see an angle here. There might be something that these guys are seeing. No, I agree with you. In the 4th inning, sacrifice bunting some runners over for the worst hitter, possibly in Major League Baseball, is generally a bad idea. But I thought there was a little more foresight to it. I thought I saw a little eye into the way Venable thinks about the game and is like, let's press this edge right here. And so I think it's open to interpretation.
I get that. That like, oh, he might have been pressing an edge. But like, you got to have the additional foresight to know who the fuck is up next, because that guy is terrible at baseball other than fielding. And so I just can't, I can't work it out in my brain to say that there's ever a scenario where someone should bunt to get to Jake Amaya. Like, it just felt like that could have gone wrong 1,000 ways. They got extremely lucky.
It could have went way better than it did, Treasy. That's what you're missing right there. If the bunt was a quality bunt and he throws the ball away, that could be 2 runs. I mean, like, it could go way better because of how badly the guy performed earlier that inning on a similar ball. That's all I'm saying. Maybe it's not a risk you'd be willing to take. Maybe you say, you know what, we're not going to press that edge. Just go up there and take your normal at bat. We're not going to try something here. But I kind of like that they tried something. I'm for it.
Well, I like your loose take on it. I also like that you're going, this guy could potentially fuck up. And even Brooks Baldwin being so bad at bunting that ball, still creating an error because you're in that pitcher's head. I think that Will Venable is a complete genius on the field. You sold me. Thank you very much. I'm in there.
There you go. You get one of those. Treasy, one thing I noticed about Venable, we talked a little bit about this in the playback too, is his facade. He is so polished, so good at doing media, so handsome that he gives absolutely nothing away to us as podcasters and fans and listeners. It reminds me of like when Jimmy Conway goes to the courthouse with Henry Hill. He's like, you remember the 2 most important things. You told him nothing and you kept your mouth shut. That's what Will Venable feels like to me every time he talks to the media. He don't tell us a goddamn thing. So I have no read. Unlike Pedro, when I had reads up the ass right away on that goofball, I have no read on Will Venable as far as any of that shit goes.
Yeah, I mean, he's seen some of the best do it, right? So now he's learned from them, and I think he's just kind of a quiet dude in general, right? It just seems like like any interview that I've seen him in, you're not getting like anything exciting out of him. I think you made the comment too. More Jerry Manuel like than anyone else that we've seen as a Sox manager. Yep. The other thing to talk about here though is like people. Obviously, it's Twitter. People get upset about fucking everything, but people going, "What's with this lineup construction? What's going on here?" And I'm the way that I'm framing all my thoughts now about the White Sox is if we had a different owner, if Justin Ishbia owned the team, would this motherfucker be here? And so I ask you about the lineup construction. The players in that lineup, whose fault is that? Like that doesn't seem to be Venable's fault. So, like, what do you guys think about the lineup construction? MSS, we look at this every day. We go to the park and we watch this.
Yeah.
Do you have any problems with this lineup construction, or
no?
Or what's the real problem?
No, you fucking throw shit out there to see what's gonna work. Hell, you might get lucky sometime that you like, hey, I magically placed these guys right next to each other and they got hits consecutive times up and we scored a run. Like, I mean, no one's that much better than any of the other ones, except for like a Luis Robert, obviously. And then some guys that have had some like little bit of success, but for the most part, like, God, dude, just see what happens. Like right now, you're either winning or losing anyway, right? Like there's gonna be an outcome, and it's so early in the season. You have to take these risks and take these chances now, and maybe analyze this data later and say, well, this guy works here, this guy works there, whatever. But I mean, you can't just be like, oh, he should be a fourth batter. He's always should be bat fourth, always should bat fourth. It just doesn't work like that with a team like this.
Beef, where you at with the lineup construction?
Treasy, I went through every single box score, every single fucking lineup. And let me tell you what I didn't find at any point. And you always usually find this shit with a new manager, especially one who used to be a player who thinks about the game in a certain way. I never saw Jacob Amaya leading off for this fucking team. I never saw Michael A. Taylor leading off for this fucking team just because they're small and fast and they make contact. None of that shit has happened at all. Generally, he has batted the three best hitters, or who should be the three best hitters. There's two of them are sucking ass right now. But he's batting Luis Robert, Andrew Benintendi, and Andrew Vaughn in 2, 3, and 4 spots. That's where those guys should be. Those are generally your best hitters. Now, Luis and Andrew, they fucking stink. Again, he started off batting Miguel Vargas up top. Miguel Vargas has good plate discipline. Look, Miguel Vargas has stunk lately. He's moved him the hell out of that spot. He moved him back in the lineup because he's like, well, you're not going to get done there. I don't see anything super egregious with the lineup setups, so I don't really have a big complaint. Maybe there is some, maybe there could be some play the hot hand action there. But he's even lined up the lineups against left-handed pitching and right-handed pitching differently in a way that should work out best for this roster. They just don't hit.
I also like the Vargas leadoff, not because I was like, ooh, what a great hitter. But if you look at it from they're trying to figure shit out right now, get that guy as many at-bats as possible.
Agreed. Figure it out as fast as you can.
You got to get away from the small sample on Vargas, right? Like you can't.
Correct.
Like you can't be waiting around to find that out. So the leadoff hitter is going to always have the most at-bats. So they up front in the season go, we're going to give you a shitload of at-bats. Do something. He did not so far. He's been good in the field. So I think we talked about that. He's staying there because of that. But like the bat is not there yet. And that's disappointing. That is not on Venable.
It's not on Venable. Now I do have a soft skill complaint. And we talked a little bit about this in the playback. We're watching Luis Robert. You're watching Luis Robert out there. He's been horrible. All right. Some stuff is still working out okay. He plays good defense still. He's taking more walks than he's ever taken. But he's still fucking up big time and fucking up in clutch situations, particularly swinging at bad pitches, getting himself out in various spots. And we talked about it, me, and Josh. Venable's a former player. He should be the guy to be able to put a hand around his shoulder and calm this dude down and get him back into what he should be and mentally get him right. And getting him a day off today is a right idea, but it's the first step I've seen towards that be taken. because it seems like nothing else is going on there. There's no relief. There's no improvements there. And so I'm going to put the personal growth of Luis Robert squarely on Will Venable's shoulders. Hey, man, you're the head in that dugout. I need you to work with this guy, not from a technical standpoint, an emotional, a mental standpoint, and get in this guy's head and make sure that he's ready to play and that you keep him comfortable to play all the time, because this is your job. Your job is to make him right so they can trade him and we can get on with this team.
Yeah, one of the things I said when we were doing the playback last night was like, I would first give him the day off, and then he's got the come in on Friday, and don't even give him any pre-read on the pitcher for the night. Just go, no. Don't think about it. Just go out there and do it. Just go back to when you were 15 years old, hitting balls 400 feet. Do that. Just go be that guy. Don't think about it. See the pitch, hit the pitch. Like, I would give him at least one game like that and just see if you could just like get him out of overthinking everything, which, because you could see that happening at the plate.
Right.
Like and so he's just late on everything. It just looks bad. Like, just go be a player again.
Hey, I like this idea. Do we get a little Joe Boo for Lee
Oh, man. You know what the problem is? Fucking Wally Money come in there, drink his rum.
Yeah, probably.
Fuck it all up. Be bats flying into the 108.
Getting the junk, right? We know he wouldn't catch it because the guy can't catch, so he get clocked right out.
All right. Any other thoughts on Will Venable you guys want to get out of yourselves?
Yeah, I think the only other thought I had is like, we're going to have to, as fans, balance the thing that Will's going to be balancing the entire year, and that is development versus actually winning the game. And we saw an example of that yesterday in the game at Cleveland. We get to the third inning. Sean Burke has not been good so far. He's been completely wild all over the place. He had given up a home run earlier in the third inning to Carlos Santana. He loads the bases. There's 2 outs now, and he loads it all after 2. And you have a spot there. And Josh asked me, he's like, what would you do right here, Beef, if you were Will Venable? I said, well, if I was strictly trying to win the game, I would put a high leverage reliever in here, try to get this out, get the best matchup I could, then move on to like Mike Vassell or Bryce Wilson, one of those guys that's going to pick up 3 innings. I think Burke is basically done at this point. But if you're trying to develop, I leave Burke in here and see if he can get himself out of this fucking thing. Now, I don't think he's long for this game, but let's see if he can get the one out. And Venable left him in there. He ended up getting the out, so they didn't score any more runs. So they ended up with just the 3 runs. And then they brought Mike Vassell in there. And I think you're going to start seeing more situations like that. He did it with Shane Smith as well the day before. Even though Shane Smith's having a much better game, but Shane Smith was way deeper in the game. He trusted him to get that last out in the 6th inning instead of going to the reliever. And I think there's going to be times where they're going to make the decision to give a guy a chance in a spot to show some development. So we have to take that all with a grain of salt. They might not 5 and fly a guy just because it's the best, most optimal thing. They may try to, develop these players a little more. And it's something for us to watch out for.
And I'll add on to that with just saying that he hasn't done anything to make me feel as embarrassed as a Sox fan. Like, it wasn't like he was in Cleveland and said, listen, I'm not here to see some fucking eclipse. I'm here to win a baseball game, right? Like, he's at least polished enough in front of the media not to be like, God, this is just cringe. Like, this is totally cringe. He seems like he belongs there. I know it doesn't show in the record, but the team seems to be performing better with him there. So, like, there's something there. Like, it seems better, but hey, it could all be a fucking smoke string. I don't know. And maybe he could go off the fucking handle later, but right now I'm okay with it. And I'm not totally embarrassed of him as my manager.
He can't have his closer out there running on the base pads because he doesn't have a closer. So that's not that got to be a problem. But Beef, I agree with you on like the player development thing. And I think there's been a few times where you're like, yeah, you'd normally pull this guy, but this is a young pitcher. You want to see if he can do it. You want to see if he can come back from a bad inning or do this or that. And he's done a good job of having those guys in there. And you know what the good thing is with the starting pitching, at least for the most part, they've succeeded in those moments.
Yeah,
they've been able to get out of it. But yeah, I think overall we're 2 weeks in, brand new manager.
Yeah,
we're gonna give him some grace, but like we're watching pretty closely, and I think so far so good, despite being 2-10. But who amongst us thought this was going to be better than 2-10?
Right. I mean, it's,
Exactly.
We bet over 49.5. That's we're behind pace right now, but 50 games is still a very small amount of games.
I was just saying, Tracy, I checked it just in case you were going to ask where are we at on this. The White Sox need to win 32% of the remaining games to get to 50. So I still like our chances. I still think we're probably going to be
pretty good.
I didn't want to talk about it this week because I feel like Pete Alonso's been on a tear. I want to just let it keep going.
You want to keep quiet about that one?
See how that rolls.
So,
but I do got a different question for you guys, and we'll have a little fun here. Have a little fun. Oh, we got CJ here. He says, "Just happy he's awake in the dugout." Good night, guys. Cheers,
Right,
CJ.
CJ.
Good night, CJ. We'll see you soon.
All right. Which White Sox player do you currently want to kick in the nuts, and why? My Sox Summer, who are you kicking in the nuts?
Just so happen to have this here in handy, so let's bring him right up. It's Andrew Vaughn. Now, you can say, he's had really shitty performance. He's not really doing the things that he's supposed to be doing as their big, off-season signing, giving him the $5 million. And yeah, that's exactly why I want to kick him in the nuts. He's stealing money from us. He stole that $5 million. He sucks. I want to kick him right in the balls, and maybe he'll turn it around and he'll get a little better. But this is my selection right here. This motherfucker.
What do you think his face like? I'm looking at him right now in this picture. That
Nice,
he got up.
man. Oh man, it's crazy.
Like it looks like he's getting kicked in the nuts. What do you think his actual expression is like if he gets kicked in the nuts? And do you think whatever alien planet he's from, they have nuts?
He's crying. He's definitely crying. He's going to turn red, and he's going to look at you and ask you why you just kicked him in the nuts, knowing full well why he got kicked in the nuts because he's a fucking pussy. You're like, you're a pussy. You gotta stop being a pussy and fucking start playing baseball. So
It's funny you call him a pussy because every time there's a foul pop up towards the dugout or towards the stands, he's scared. He looks scared going over there. He doesn't get over all the way over, and shit always bounces in there because he's scared. He don't want to get over there.
I thought that scared face was reserved only for left field, Loaf. No, it's reserved. It's just what he does when he gets to catch the ball or make a play. He just
Beef, who are you kicking in the nuts?
Oh man, I mean, in reality, as a White Sox fan, there are so many candidates for this. But for me personally, guys, it requires an emotional component. It requires that I really care about this player. I really thought this player would be good.
Right.
I really think this player can be good. And that I have publicly defended this player myself. And there aren't a lot of those on this roster currently. There's a lot of players on this roster, like the one MSS going to kick in the nuts. I put a tweet out the other day about Andrew Vaughn. I said, I missed the days when I had to fight the entire White Sox Twitter that Andrew Vaughn sucked. And now it's a foregone conclusion that this guy sucks. And people are pining for Tim Elko. But I digress. The guy that I really care about, the guy that I want to be good so goddamn bad, the guy who I feel is letting me down, the guy who I wear his fucking chain for these shows is Luis Robert. And I don't think it's Luis is a lack of effort or anything. It's just he kind of has that mental thing going on there that's not working for him. And I look at him and I think about a young beef loaf that maybe had a little anxiety or was a little knotted up and kind of couldn't get shit right. And eventually I grew out of that. And I almost want to kick Luis in the nuts just to help him grow out of that.
I like
tell him he needs to be less brains and more cock and balls, Treasy. That's what I need out of him, okay?
need to be less brains and more cock and balls.
Treasy E, how about you? Who do you want to kick in the balls?
So along your lines, Beef, I want to help this person, right? Like I feel like this could be helpful to this person. Now, a lot of people in the comments are like, it should be Clevenger. Definitely kick Clevenger. Look, he might come. I don't want to do that.
He's a weirdo. Like,
and also whatever's down there, I need someone else's shoes on. I don't want whatever's going on. So, but I thought of a guy. So last year, this guy had some struggles. They sent his ass down
Oh no.
And that punishment
Yeah.
really kicked something into gear. He came back. He was good.
It resonated.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan Cannon. He's like,
Yeah,
he-
the
he-
love cannon.
the punishment was helpful to him.
It was.
So not only am I going to kick him in the balls, but I'm going to hire a dominatrix to stomp his balls before every start. And I think he's into it. I think he's into the punishment, and that he'll come out and he'll be wonderful. So our golden-haired boy out there, you're going to get your balls stomped before every start
In a dungeon.
in a dungeon, in my sock Summers dungeon. In fact, this
Oh.
next dungeon, we've sectioned off a piece where it's just all of the different fans of it's Andrew Vaughn staring at you all around the room. Just
Downing's
looking at
gonna
you.
Downing's gonna drive him over in the golf cart and drop him off at your house, MSS.
That's fine. Can I get a ride back though?
Cannon's safe word is cake shake.
And then Mistress 4-inch Stilettos is going to pound his balls, and then he's, you know what's going to happen? Jonathan Cannon, AL Cy Young.
Davey Maher says, Jonathan, you had a great game. Can you tell us anything about it? And he says, Mistress says I'm not allowed to speak because I'm a little worm.
That'd be epic.
Then my internet didn't go out in the middle of that because it would not have made sense. So
That was beautiful,
glad.
beautifully done.
Lined
You're-
all
you're
up.
right at
Beautiful.
the end.
You're frozen and blurry now, but it was
You
well
nailed
timed.
it.
I'm back now. Am I back now? Or am I still frozen?
Yeah, I think
We can hear you.
are you using Starlink? Is that what's going on here?
I don't know what the fuck's going on, to be honest.
Doesn't matter.
It's,
We can hear you well. Don't
it's
worry about it.
fucking
You're okay.
shit.
You are back. Now you are officially back.
I love it, guys. I
Fuck
love
you,
it.
Comcast.
Nice work, everyone, on the ball
Smitty.
kick.
You know, sometimes you just got to end the show talking about nuts. So
Yeah, it's true. Fucking boys.
that means it's time for thank yous and GFYs. Flo, who are you thinking of GFY?
I'm going to thank Elon Musk. And I'm going to thank him for the algorithm of the For You tab on the X. It always puts the right amount of big titties on my feed. Now, my wife and daughter, they were looking over my shoulder the other day while I was scrolling the app. And they said, you know, Beef, too much big titties in your feed. But I disagree. I think Elon knows the exact amount of big titties to put on my feed. So I wish Elon would stop messing with the government and focus on proper big titty allocation in
Man.
the For You tab, because I think he does a great job.
MSS, how much of it is Bob from Fight Club?
it's a lot, right? I
A
mean,
lot of them. A lot of them.
I you know, don't show them our Instagram, okay? Because you don't want to search for
I'm not.
anything
I'm
on our
not.
Instagram.
Zuck is taking care of Beef.
It's
Zuck is taking care of them all.
terrible.
The search tab in our Instagram is delightful, but it's only for me and you, MSS.
I mean, that's 18 plus. Like you have to be 18 years old to see the search tab in our Instagram. It's pretty crazy.
I remember showing the search tab to White Sox Dave one time because we were talking about it,
yeah.
and he was like, I don't, "What do you mean?" And I showed him the search tab, and he was just like, "Perfection." My Sox Summer. Who you thinking of GFYing?
Tonight, you know, the weather's starting to get a little better. It had, and then it got worse, and now it's going to get better again. And as that happens, people start walking more, and they're out there, you know, doing the thing, you know, working out, walking hills. You know, hey, I'm just going to walk up to this corner store to get myself a book or a cigarette or some fucking porno mags. But my GFY is reserved for those people that still fucking refuse to stop for goddamn stop signs. Listen, when I'm walking over to the goddamn fucking park, I almost get hit 7 times and I go through 6 places. And you know what? I'm at the point where I'm like, I could probably take a hit I could get shot by a 22, and I could probably get hit by any type of a car that's not a fucking pickup truck and probably survive it. Maybe have some brain damage, but we'll talk about that later. But I'm going to survive it, and then I'm going to sue the shit out of those people, and at least my kids will go to a good college. But people, I have lost. I don't want to laugh at this point, but I still have a friend from California that got hit by got a hit and run, died. It's a real thing. All right. People fucking die when you hit a car. So please take a fucking minute and stop at a goddamn stop sign. It's there because you know what? No one else trusts your fuck judgment. Okay. We don't trust your fucking judgment. So please just stop. Come now. You don't have to come to a complete stop, but make sure you at least slow down and kind of almost stop. You know, I was driving back the other day and I'm just going to get this off my chest. I'm fucking coming up 33rd and I'm right by our good friends, Cork and Carrie. And I'm going up right there, right by the field house. And a fucking guy just shoots going straight through, not going to stop, turns and looks and sees me. And I stop. And then he slows down to a crawl through the middle of the intersection. Listen, you dumb motherfucker. You already ran the stop sign. It's not like a big deal. You don't need to slow down now to pretend like you're actually paying attention and doing what you're supposed to be doing. Just fucking shoot through and don't slow up my day anymore at this point. But stop before the stop sign next time, you dipshit. Fucking drives me crazy. I fucking hate people that won't stop.
I'm mad that I'm mad that you got serious with this because I really wanted to talk about the time we were filming the commercial for the socks with the track jackets, and I was actively rooting for you to get hit.
Right.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah,
it's not as much fun now that I know somebody that got killed by a hit and run, and they still haven't found the guy, which is kind of fucked up. But you know, that's just what it is. Hey, Quernsey, you know what? Shut up, okay? In a nice way.
In a nice way.
Easy. In
That's
a nice way.
possible.
Listen, I helped your friend out today. You can give me 5 minutes of grace talking about assholes that run stop signs.
Well, you should calm down about that one for sure. You should definitely calm down about that one.
I don't think so. It's not my fault. I did what I was supposed to do.
Sure you did. But I'm going to thank
fuck yourself. All right, I'm done. I might just leave this fucking show right now. I got fucking both the fucking
Who cares?
Quernsey and the Teresi. Get out.
Who cares?
Man.
It's out of here.
This is good timing because what I was going to do is thank everybody who's been watching the playbacks. And if you've been watching the playbacks, it's a little bit more of this than My Sex Summer. So it's been a lot of fun, and we're hoping to do a bunch this year. And so like I said, I'll send out a blog soon. Help you guys get MLB.tv if you don't got it. But that's it for tonight. Thank you all. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll see you at the park this weekend.